So from the last PowerPoint, the biggest things that you need to remember for the key concepts of this period are the Hellenistic empires and the colonization in Greece. And the colonization is what leads to this incredibly wealthy economy in Greece. Greece produced a lot of luxury goods, and these luxury goods included olive oil and wine that were desired by other areas. So they traded those goods for a lot of other products like grain and silk and stuff like that. Trade actually brought a sense of unity to the Greeks, and this sense of unity was was very important. It actually led to a lot of the Pan-Hellenic festivals that we think of when we think of Greece. Pan is a prefix meaning all, so all of Greece, um, such as the Olympics, okay, or the Festival of Dionysus. Um, the One of the things that is important to remember about the Greeks is that they did have slaves, and these slaves had many, many different roles in societies. They came from different places as well, like Ukraine, Africa. They could be owned as property, but that's what chattel is. But freedom, manumission is what freedom is. That was possible. So here are some different slaves' duties. Some slaves worked in the household, as seen in by this wet nurse who is taking this child from her mother or his mother. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl. Um, on this beautiful Greek vase. These are some slaves who are stomping on grapes to make wine. And then here you have a Nubian slave. And it looks like he's producing some kind of pottery, or he could possibly have a different role. All right. So the Greeks really controlled a lot of trade in the Mediterranean. They had a large reach, as you can see from this um, picture here. And again, you get an idea of the Greek colonies. Greek society was really, really, really competitive. You can see this in things like the Olympic Games and other Pan-Hellenic festivals like the Festival of Dionysus. It was also extremely patriarchal. Remember, one of the most evil people in Greek mythology is Medusa, a woman whose head is full of snakes and can turn you to stone just by looking at you. That's pretty interesting, right? Um, Despite efforts of some writers like Sappho, again, the society was pretty patriarchal. Women did have some roles. They could be priestesses or priests, um, midwives, um, but they didn't have, their role was mainly in the home. Um, Spartan women had the greatest freedom, probably because their husbands were out all the time at war. And you can see this patriarchy even in, this is called Venus de Milo. It's really Venus is Aphrodite. Aphrodite was supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world. She was a goddess, actually, most beautiful goddess. But if you look at her, this is from the Louvre, she even looks male, right? So the ideal of beauty in Greece was even masculine. As you can see, this is a Roman copy of a Greek original statue, the discus. The Greeks also had a lasting cultural legacy. Philosophically, the Greeks attempted to construct a system based on pursuing truth and rationality. And this is seen with Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. The interesting thing about Greek philosophy is that one of the reasons it probably came about is because of the Greek alphabet, which by learning so few characters allowed you to construct a lot more words and ideas by combining those characters rather than having a more pictographic alphabet or pictographic writing system. So it became easier to like create new words and new ideas through those words. The main philosophers were Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Socrates taught Plato, Plato taught Aristotle, Aristotle taught Alexander. Plato dealt with the world of forms or the worlds of kind of these absolute perfect things. And we'll discuss that more in class. Whereas Aristotle thought more about lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different stuff. He had a very, very lasting footprint. He was picked up by the Muslims and then also by the medieval thinkers. So he had a huge impact. Hellenistic philosophers also explored the role of the individual. Epicureans, whose main philosophy came from pleasure, they were not hedonists, but they believed in the pursuit of happiness. Skeptics, who doubted the possibility or certainty on anything, and Stoics, who believed that duty and virtue led to inner peace. These playwrights you may have studied in English, and that was a huge cultural part of Greece as well, and a big legacy with Greek tragedy and such, and comedy influencing even us. Thank you for listening to this section of the flipped classroom. Please remember to fill out the listening check when you are finished.